Welcome to Roblox Crazy Stairs, a Roblox game that is quite fun and is quite underrated. There is only 60 some people playing this right now, and I think it deserves more players than that, and I'm gonna make a video about it. Um, this game, I think one of the big problems with it is that people just don't understand it, and I'm going to go turn the volume down. Um, and I forgot I had that open. Anyhow, uh, so when you first start this game, if you're new, you will start under the Muggle. Well, okay. Let me rephrase that. You will start under the human section, uh, just when you spawn in, and it says to complete the tutorial uh, first. So I'll show you how to do that. You click on these three lines up here, which is the menu, and there's all sorts of options in here. Of course, there's a shop. Let's be honest, you're not going to find a single Roblox game that doesn't have some in-app purchase somewhere. Um, there's music, feedback, codes, custom tower settings. We'll get to that. Game settings, tokens, achievements, game language, spectate, and this right here, the question mark, is the tutorial. This allows you to switch towers. There's other towers aside from the classic one, like there's custom, infinite, and pro. We'll get there though. Anyway, uh, so this question mark right here is how you play the tutorial. Okay. So you'll click on this, hit the check mark, and you'll end up here. So you jump up to start the tutorial, no doubt, and you use these morph things to morph into different characters. Now, when you first start off as these, you'll only have one spell unlocked, and you'll need to climb the staircase to unlock more spells. And you just follow the tutorial wall. And then I will go through these classes later. But just follow the tutorial and you'll be fine. At least I hope. And of course, there's a premium advertisement in this because why not? But yeah, it literally lets you use Spectre, which is you have to pay for it. In the tutorial. Yeah, that's advertising for you. Anyway, I will go through all the classes in order from the Muggle start all the way around back. So one of the first ones is Hacker. If I remember correctly, you just start off with the dash, which lets you teleport between platforms. That's about it. That is literally all that one does. I'm going to go regen mana real quick. That way I can show off these and not run out of energy. That's sweet. Basically, you just go to the spawn point to regen mana, at least if you're on the bottom floor. If not, you have to pick up the crystals on the staircase. As you can see, it does take a minute to regen the full mana cap. While I'm doing this, I might as well show what the store has. There's Architect, which, yeah, there's VR support in this game. Just this game. Roblox actually does have VR support in general, but most experiences don't let you play VR. This one actually does have a mode for VR, surprisingly. I did not expect this. Um, if you try to play Roblox in VR, it's best to just look it up on Google. It is honestly not the easiest thing in the world to look into. But yeah, with Hacker, you just start off with Dash, if I'm not mistaken, which lets you teleport between platforms. That's more useful if you're up in the air, and don't want to fall. Um, there's a lot of events and stuff that are going on actively as I'm recording this because people are doing stuff. Um, there's also the Blink, which lets you get around a blocking staircase. There's Swap, which swaps your character with your ghost, which is that right there. That's the ghost. Um, there's Escalator, which, well, that's what these are. These are escalators, and they let you go up quite fast. They're also useful for messing with people, honestly. You can also hack in staircases, like if there were you were up here and this staircase was going the other way, and you wanted it to go up. You can jump it and move the staircase to that location. There's a glitch stairs, which randomly teleports them to another location in the staircase. That is very random. That actually gives me a good spot to show off the hacking. So jump here and it transfers the staircase. There's also share mana, which lets you share magic with other people, which is useful if you want to. That's all hacker stuff. This share mana, by the way, is with every class. I'm not going to repeat myself 60 times. Thank you. Next up on the laundry list is Wicked. Wicked is honestly really hard to start off with because it only starts off with being able to destroy the staircase above you directly, which is useful if there's blocking staircases. But that's it. You can also destroy staircases just normally. You can also bend a staircase upwards. That is normal. There is not any normal staircases here. Oh, actually, there is. So you can bend up staircases like this. You can also damage a staircase above you, which basically turns it into an obby that you can jump up on and go up further that way. Not all of these obbies are actually possible. Uh, so, yeah. And then you can also bend down opposite, which would let you bend that staircase down so you could get over to that platform if it was on the staircase. You can also make walls, which is not really useful for anything other than races. Also, there's Minish here, which that's the one. Next up on the laundry list is Keeper, and I'm out of magic again, so I'm gonna regen while I talk about this bit. So Keeper starts off with this one ability that allows you to move staircases. You can also rotate stairs, move upstairs, restore staircases, which is very useful because normally you can't move certain staircases. With restore, you can move those staircases again. Um, there's also random move, which is useful if you're running out of magic and just need to move the staircase randomly because it only costs one instead of the two that the move does. And then there's random above move, which is for getting rid of blocking staircases. But as you can see, this guy right here is actually the architect, which is the VR guy. I don't know if they're in VR or not. Because you can actually pay to get the architect without um, being in VR. It's mostly just there to troll with people. You can't actually win with it. That's the only thing it's good for is just messing with people. But So the movement allows you to move a staircase forward. You can also move it side to side. You can move it backwards. You can also rotate the staircases, which is arguably a little bit hard for my brain to comprehend sometimes. You can also restore staircases, so I just turned that escalator normal. You can move up staircases, which does exactly what you think it does. And no, you cannot get all the way to the top with just 10, 20 mana. I have tried that. You run out of magic. There's also a random move, which just moves the staircase to a random spot. Arguably, a lot of times the random spot it picks is somewhere that doesn't help you. um, there's also, you can restore staircases, as you just see. So you can get around Jester's nonsense sometimes. And then there's random above moves, so if there's a staircase blocking you from going any further up, you can move that staircase. That architect is, yeah, they're in VR. Okay. I can tell because they have the hands. But that's all keeper stuff. What else? There's Joker and Gremlin, which are literally just for trolling. That is it. I'm not going to go into those because I don't want to encourage trolls. Thank you very much. There's Drifter, which is arguably pretty hard to use when you first start off because it only has one ability to start, which is the Surf ability, which lets you move between platforms. Now, obviously, if you are up higher, that would, let you, get over to another platform without falling. There's also Elevator, which creates an elevator to go up. You actually do have to time this because it doesn't stay. Diagonal Drift, which allows you to take a platform and move it diagonally, so you can move it over a diagonal. There's spin staircases, which lets you literally spin the staircase, as you can tell. There's random drift, which randomly drifts the staircase to another spot, usually at a strange angle, a lot of the times. Wall, as you can see, it puts it at a very weird angle. That's not very useful. And then there's also the ability to lift a staircase that is above you, assuming it's a normal staircase. I think someone did a purge. But that's all Drifter stuff. I will see if I can't show you. Oh, here's one. So you can move the staircase above you, so it's at an angle, and you can actually still climb on this and parkour up. It's a little difficult sometimes because it does actually move it lower, and it just stays like that. But that's Drifter. Next up is Splicer, and I'll be real with you, this one is a little confusing. It literally says so in the description. Like, cons, but a bit confusing. And while I'm regenerating mana again, you can splice parallel stairs, which is what this starts with. I will show that in a minute. You can splice adjacent staircases. You can splice up a staircase. You can restore Twisted, which is just to restore the splice staircases. Meaning, basically, once you splice a staircase, you can't splice it again unless you restore it first, which, yeah, that gets mana expensive fast. There's split staircases, and then there's split forward, which is just for getting around cursed staircases or blocking staircases. It is slightly cheaper than the Splice Up, but Splice Up is usually more useful than it. So I will show you all these. Splicer is a bit weird and hard to learn, but as you can see, the first one is it lets you splice over to the next staircase over, and you can reset the twisted staircase, so you can splice with it again, and you can splice up the staircase if there's one blocking you directly above you to get up to the next platform, like so. And then you can also splice to adjacent, as you can see. That is sometimes not the most useful thing ever. Looks like Patron was a little busy, but anyway. What else? There's split staircases, which lets you split the staircase into two, so you can get to all four of the platforms on that level. And then there's split forward, which lets you get around a staircase that is blocking you. And that's all Splicer can do. There are alternate abilities for every class, but they cost the coins that you need to get the spells, which you get by getting the orb at the top. Then there's Patron. Patron is arguably a little bit annoying because noobs will follow you because, it's Patron. It's for helping people. Cons attracts leechers. You can actually call the orb with this guy. So once you get to the top, you can just summon the orb to your platform, which is useful because that way you don't have to wait for it. And then rebuild opposite just switches the staircase. Shrink above will shrink a staircase above you that's blocking you from going any higher. As you can see, there's create link, which creates a link between platforms that you can walk over, and anyone can walk over these links, by the way. There's a create portal, which lets you teleport up a platform, and that is what Patron does. And then there's Archie. This one is honestly kind of confusing, and it involves portals. So you can make a portal that goes forward of staircase. This is more useful for just teleporting to another staircase, I guess. I don't know what you use this for. Rotated gates. I don't understand how this works, but it sends you over a staircase, basically. Create up gate. If there's a staircase above you that's blocking you from going higher, you can what's the word? You can make a portal to go up. So you make a portal, you go up, and it actually brings you kind of backwards, sort of. It's a little confusing, as I said. This one is hard to learn. You can also destroy gates. What the? I don't know what that means. There's also random. So if I destroy the gate on this, you can make a random gate that goes somewhere. See? And then there's create platform gate, which is literally just makes a portal to the next platform. And yeah, you can get around staircases with that. And that's all of Arch's abilities. The next one in the list is one that you have to pay for, which is Spectre. Arguably, it is the worst class in the entire game. Sorta. It is expensive, it is hard to use, and it's pay to win. No. If you're going to buy one of these, just buy Chameleon, which is all the classes in one. And Chameleon lets you switch between any class at any time without using these transformation things at the bottom. Next up is Thief, which, you can steal staircases and put them back down wherever, basically. You can also steal staircases above you. So if there's one blocking you, you can steal it. So it's no longer blocking you. You can also make spiral staircases at the edges to get around like cursed staircases. You can also make bypasses to get around also get around cursed staircases if you're in the middle. So like you can make a bypass from this one over here, and you can I am out of magic, lol. The hell is some of these are in weird spots. I'm just gonna use Joker's spawn to regen real quick, and then I'll transform back. But yeah, when you go into a different spawn, it actually switches to that class too. And I will be right back. While this regen. Well, anyway, so now that I have regened the magic, I will go back over and transform back into Thief, and I will show off the rest. So yeah, you can steal staircases, you can steal above staircases, and if I take this one real quick, I can ditch the staircases for 0 magic cost to get over to another platform. This is also useful if you want to steal another staircase and you already have one stolen. So if you wanted to steal the staircase above you, but you already had one, it wouldn't let you until you were to ditch the staircase that you have, which is where that comes in handy, basically, because it doesn't use any magic, and stealing the staircases above you actually takes 2 mana. So if you want to save on magic, it's best to just ditch them. There's also the spirals, which only work on the edges, which I will show you right now. So you can make a spiral staircase to go up, and this allows you to like bypass walls and cursed staircases and stuff like that a lot of the times. Aside from that, that's all Thief is capable of. If you guys all want to look at the ultimates, I'll let you do that, but I'm not going through all of them. They're expensive. The next one up is Reaver, which is literally just kind of for impeding people, but it's mirrors and stuff, and it makes my brain hurt. So I'm going to skip that. Don't use it unless you're really good at understanding mirrors and portals and nonsense. Next up is Heretic, which is actually the one that can make the cursed staircases. This guy is very annoying. If you use that too much, you can actually cause yourself to get stuck. But you can curse and uncursed staircases. And you're the only one that can, use some of this stuff. So, there's also the flick, the curse above, which does exactly what you think it does. It curses the staircase directly above you and lets you run underneath of it. This actually comes back down, so you have to be fast when you do that. And then there's Flicker, which allows you to teleport to another platform if there's not a staircase in the way. There's not really any available here to show that. Oh, here's one. So you can warp over, and as you can see, it actually crosses itself off, so you can't warp back the same way you came, unless you're really high rank. Um, and then there's this thing called Raise Schism, which I'm probably butchering how you pronounce that. But it lets you get over to another platform basically, and you can also schism opposite, so it brings down the staircase, so you can go back up it, and you can walk on this see-through part. No one else can walk on these see-through parts except for the heretics. So yeah, it's very much impeding other people a lot. And that is. Oh, there's one more. This is Necromancer. It's honestly kind of a little confusing, but it lets you make staircases from both you and your ghost. You cannot walk on this, by the way. I have tried. Even in the ghost form, you cannot walk on this crossway. You just face through it. I don't know why it exists, and I don't know what you use it for, and I don't care. um, you can also remove a staircase's soul above you, so like you can walk through it and then walk back up it, and then you can do that as many times as you want, pretty much. And you can also do a revival point, which is arguably a little confusing and very buggy in my experience. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But it will let you make a revival point where your ghost is currently. So if you ever fall below that point, you will teleport to where your ghost is. In my personal experience, it's very buggy, and it sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. Uh, so I don't know if that's an issue that the developer can fix or not, or if they're even going to see this, but who knows. And then there's regen mana, which once in the climb will give you 6 mana for using this. And as you can see, I used regen, so I can't use it again. This is a perfect thing if you're at the top but can't find another gem and just need like a few more mana to get to the orb. This revival point, if you're high enough rank, you can actually summon the orb to your position if you're high enough rank. Yeah. It is a little hard to learn. And then there's also the Create Soul Bridge, which makes a bridgeway over to another platform on an angle, and this spins, as you can see, so you do have to be pretty fast, or just wait for it to spin around completely. You can also copy your platform your ghost is on. So if you can see where your ghost is, you can make a copy of that platform if there's like no staircases on that platform. Arguably, it's pretty hard to use this from time to time. So as you can see, it makes a copy there. This is quite useful if you have a better staircase where your ghost is and don't want to just create one, because it's slightly cheaper than the creation is. But yeah, that's Necromancer. And if I'm not mistaken, that is all the classes that you don't have to literally pay for. So Architect is VR only. Chameleon is all the classes in one. I arguably have no bloody idea what Spectre does. Don't buy it. Again, if you're gonna buy one of these, by the Chameleon. It's literally every class in one, and it lets you put the tokens for upgrades in any class. Architect is just for messing with people. Um, and it's normally VR exclusive, but you can pay for it if you want to have it in normal, and it's just all the abilities. You cannot win normally as the architect, by the way. So it is exclusively for messing with people, but it doesn't use magic. It just has long cooldowns on its abilities a lot of times. Uh, but yeah, that's Crazy Staircase. This game is quite fun. I've played it for arguably way too long, and hopefully you'll play it too and enjoy it, and hopefully understand it. I know it took me a minute to understand it. But yeah, there is one other thing. There's actually other staircases that you can play. So if you go into the menu, there's this thing called Switch Tower. So there's a pro version, which is just a staircase but harder. Infinite Tower, which is races only. Do not play this; it is hard. Um, and then up here, this flag, when you first spawn in, it will be crossed off. This allows you to participate in races. So if you click on this, you will not participate in races. So if someone else has this flag on, and you both start on the ground level at the same time, you will race each other to the top. And if you get to the top first, you get more points than you otherwise would normally. Probably even more if you get to the top of the Muggle, but I don't think that's even remotely feasible. You'd get so stuck. Uh, but yeah, that's all. That's the game. I hope you all play and have fun with it, and find all the things, and you can go through and test all the ultimate abilities if you want to. Fair warning, they are quite expensive, and they cost the coins that you need to upgrade the classes a lot of the times. So yeah, be a little bit careful with those, because you will run out of money really really fast. Um, but yeah, good day, bye bye.